Dialogue. A proposal. We must have an empty space where we are not obliged to do anything, nor to come to any conclusions, nor to say anything or not say anything. It's open and free. It's an empty space. The word leisure has that meaning of a kind of empty space. Occupied is the opposite of leisure. It's full. So we have here a kind of empty space where anything may come in. And after we finish, we just empty it. We are not trying to accumulate anything. David Bohm. The Zen Story, Empty Your Cup, tells of a university professor who visits a Zen master, curious to learn about Zen. As the master begins to explain, the professor continually interrupts, sharing his own thoughts and experiences. After a while, the master stops speaking and begins to pour tea into the professor's cup. He pours until the tea overflows, spilling onto the table. "Stop! The cup is full!" the professor exclaims. The master smiles and says, "Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions and preconceptions. How can I teach you unless you first empty your cup?" The question that engages me is not, "How can I teach you?" but, "How can we learn from each other when we are full of our own opinions and preconceptions?" Bohm was a close friend of Krishnamurti, and whereas Krishnamurti was interested in the observing process of individual thought, Bohm was interested in our paying attention to the process of dialogue. This was because they would have both concurred with the saying attributed to Einstein that we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. I am sharing a proposal first with the Conscious Conversations Facebook group that you can join at https://www.facebook.com/groups/Conscious Compassionate Creative Conversation, and then with other groups that I'm involved in, and generally Facebook. The proposal is for a new kind of online group, and I would like to hear your thoughts and see if this idea resonates. The goal is to create a space for meaningful, open-ended conversations inspired by the Bohm dialogue approach. In this setting, participants would come together to explore thoughts and perspectives in a non-judgmental, supportive environment. What would this group be about? This group would be for anyone interested in genuine dialogue, conversations not focused on debate or problem-solving, but rather on experiencing a shared journey of understanding. Together, we'd create a space for exploring what emerges when we listen deeply and reflect on our shared insights. Proposed structure. Each session would start with a simple 20 to 30-minute guided meditation from any tradition, designed to help us transition from our everyday lives into a state of calm and presence. This would set the tone for the dialogue, inviting us all to be open and grounded. After the meditation, we'd engage in a free-flowing dialogue with no predefined agenda. Sessions would close with a short reflection period where participants could share any final thoughts or questions. Guiding principles. Here's a look at the principles we'd aim to follow. Suspend assumptions. Create space to let go of judgments and see from fresh perspectives. Active listening. Deeply engage with the words and meanings others share. Freedom from decisions. Our focus would be on exploration, not reaching conclusions. Focus on process. We'd pay attention to how we think and communicate as much as to what is said. Role of the facilitator. In this group, I or another acting as facilitator would gently support the dialogue, ensuring it remains open and balanced without directing the conversation. The facilitator's role would be to create an atmosphere where everyone feels safe and fully heard. I would not wish to be the facilitator or to have the same facilitator for every session. Possible format and frequency sessions would take place on Zoom, with the frequency yet to be decided. We're considering meeting either monthly or fortnightly, with sessions running about 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on the group's preferences. Interested? Here's how to provide feedback. At this stage, I'm gathering input to see if this is something others would like to participate in. If this idea speaks to you, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts on the proposal and any suggestions you might have. Let me know if you'd be interested in participating and how often you'd prefer to meet. Share any questions or ideas on how we might make this group meaningful for all involved. You can give me feedback in the Conscious Conversations Facebook group or on whatever platform I am sharing this with you. At present, I am considering a first Tuesday or for first and third Tuesday for this group. I think it might start in January, but everything is dependent on the feedback I get.